make the cut thanks to the laid down rules. Now for fans, however, pageants are a platform for showcasing women's empowerment, diversity, intelligence and leadership. Well, women who take part in pageants have utilized the platform and their own platforms to empower other women as well. Others have also used this particular, pageants as a way to advance their careers. Ladies and gentlemen, the trends and rules in most of the beauty pageants have changed to remove unnecessary stumbling blocks. For example, the Miss World pageant has now scrapped off the bikini contest that some religions found repulsive. As we seek to understand deeper the modeling industry this morning, I am celebrating two amazing women, and I know we are all ready to see them. Very unique. Esther Nyakiuru, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Also, for the first time in studio, we have model Dorcas Wangari Njeri. Now, Miss Humanity Africa, Kenya, a Form 2 dropout, who beat odds to later study cosmetology, is already getting ready to represent Kenya in October this year in Nigeria, but also seeking support. Now, before I talk and bring in Dorcas to say hello, I'm going to also talk about Esther. Now, Esther is going in I believe it's Mexico, to represent Miss Wheelchair. All right, in that particular category, and she's also coming out to seek for your support. So much to hear. Ladies, I love your crowns. You look amazing, and I'm so glad you made your time to be here. Good morning.
Morning to you.
I like the energy as well. I don't even know who to start with. Can I start with you, Esther? Miss Wheelchair in Kenya 2019.
Yes.
I mean, it's so nice to see you. Let me know how you feel. We're going to get into the journey, but right now it's just... Come on, just tell me how you feel.
I feel amazing. I feel brilliant this morning. I'm so blessed. This wonderful morning to be alive at this juncture and this favor that you've granted me. Not everybody has got this opportunity, and I'm grateful for that, for Look Up TV, for this opportunity that you've given me.
You are welcome, more than welcome, and I have noticed that your signature is the suit on your runway every single time. Your crown is always put like a boss. You don't put it like you're both actually tilting your crowns. Is this the new thing?
No, somehow.
Did you notice that?
No.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for creating time and for that women empowerment, journey. You look amazing in pink.
Thank you.
Up on the pink, but the suit, it's amazing. And Dorcas, it's so good to see you, Miss Humanity Africa Kenya 2022. Girl, how do you feel this morning?
Wow, I'm so humbled to be here and so grateful to God for this opportunity. It doesn't come that easily, so I don't take it for granted.
You don't take it for granted?
I don't.
And I like that you're in a suit as well. What's with the suit, ladies? I said come in gowns, and then they decided we're going to come in suits.
Yeah, we do.
Is there a message you're passing in suits?
In suits, let me start with, it's kind of a formal, and just show that modeling is not just about wearing gowns. It's also about you show leadership, and I believe with suits, it sends a different message with the leadership. Yes, it's more formal, and this is a formal interview.
Yes. Are you sure?
Yes, it's more of, I take it, to me personally, take it, because it's the first time being here, and the first expressions talks a lot.
I like that. And this is an office you respect, like any other career, any other profession. Modeling is a profession. Is it the same sentiment for you in your suit as well?
Said much, so I'll just go with her, but I can say it's always good to represent yourself in a different way. Look nice, because the way you carry yourself, that's how people will carry you. Because I believe that if we came here looking like people who didn't even remember where they're going, of course, it would be a disappointment.
I like when she says, looking like people who do not know where they're going. Really,
exactly.
You dress how you want to be addressed. I like that. And you have just, made it very clear to the world that you don't have to be, skimpily dressed to be a model. You can be decent in an official outfit and you respect your crowns. But I know that as much as we are celebrating you all, we're going to go deeper into their personal stories. We'll also go deeper into why they're calling out for support. There are different pageants. Your pageants are very unique. Most people just recognize Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss Earth, but you're going to tell us where the Miss Wheelchair came from, how you got into it. So will you also tell us about Miss Humanity? But I also want to challenge us a little bit before we get into the celebration and your stories. several headlines. All right, several headlines. I want to talk about Miss United States of America 2019. Some of these things can scare young models who want to get into the industry, but we want to hear Miss World, Miss Universe, whatever it is, the crown can come with a bit of pressure. And sometimes they're very dark moments, but you seem to have overcome, or you are overcoming some of these challenges. So we're going to be seeing these headlines right on the screen. I had to actually use this as a reference point because she really did make headlines. She was beautiful, she was an African, and most of the times we were told there are racism, issues, there are types of dark sides. So let's get to hear what you have to say about this, but highlighting that several headlines hit out at once when former Miss USA Chelsea died by suicide, according to the local medical examiner's office in the United States, and her mother spoke out about how the former pageant winner was struggling with depression. Ladies, now Miss Christ, who was the 2019 Miss USA, died after falling from a New York City high-rise. And on Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table talk show, if you followed, April Simpkins, who is the former Miss Mother, revealed that she received a fateful message while in an exercise class. Her mother specified that her daughter timed it so she couldn't intervene. The former Miss United States was 30 years old and had worked for Extra TV in the U.S. since September 2019. She was also a former civil litigation attorney and sought reduced sentences for people convicted of drug offenses as part of pro bono cases she worked on for the Buried Alive project. Now, the former Miss USA was the oldest, ladies, if you pick that, person to win the pageant at the time. Can we now talk about the dark sides of modeling? And even as we do talk about that, we might have a number of those headlines just coming on your screen so you understand that they could be pretty, have a lot of things going on in their lives. They say beauty and brains, but there are dark sides of modeling. And having Miss Humanity, I'm sure there are aspects of this that you're touching on. Depression, to the point that the most beautiful, yet the oldest in the pageantry, was able to actually die by suicide. What did you say about the dark sides of modeling we hardly talk about, and what are you doing to change some of these things with your crown?
Well, personally, I think I remember seeing the headlines all over the social media accounts, and that was so devastating. It was so heartbreaking. Because I believe at some point whereby you might not have someone to talk to. And we all have that moment, I believe. And at that moment, you feel like you want to give up. And you have no one to talk to, especially with the young girls. Yes. At some point, there's so many things that are happening. There are even bullying. Sometimes people tell you...
Online or general bullying?
Yeah, not general bullying. Okay. Or even in the modeling industry. Someone can come to you and tell you that you don't even look someone who can even model. There's so many things that people say to you, and they're so devastating. And I felt so hurt when I saw that young lady killing herself. I don't know whether she killed herself or what really happened.
That was confirmed. She actually did jump off a building.
From the building. And that is something that is so heartbreaking, because I believe maybe she was going through something and she didn't have anyone to talk to, or she didn't even have someone who could listen to her, or maybe someone was even judging that person. Okay. So for me, I would think maybe at some point it's good to always give people a chance to talk to you, because they are going through so many things out there you may not even understand.
Do you think that sometimes because you're beauty queens with crowns on, the world expects perfection? What do you think, Miss Wheelchair? Could it be some struggle with the world thinking that a model has to be perfect and has to have everything in order? She was 30 years old. I'm sure that might have, brought in some contention with her crown. What did you say about what models are going on behind closed doors and overcoming it, really?
Actually, that's a task which has been there all along since beauty pageants began, because the society expects you to be dressed in a certain way, you should have a certain career, you should have certain... The society already carries you in a certain way, of which to you are not. And now, if your personality is not strong enough, you'll be pushed to take take up all the negative things
Yes.
and the society is giving you. If you lack support, mental support, maybe from family, somebody where you can turn back to when things are pressuring you and you're too much, you are now that balloon, you're almost bursting out. Now that's the bursting moment is when now you feel like the suicide thoughts come in. But now if you have support, and you know yourself, and you know the purpose of the beauty pageants, because beauty pageants have got different visions and purposes.
Yes.
So if you are able to adjust to the purpose of the beauty pageant, and you have support, and you have your own vision where you are heading to, you'll be able to protect yourself from the negative impacts coming from the society, and also your friends.
Yes.
Your closest friends, they expect, you know, you're a Miss Wheelchair, you know, you're supposed, don't use public transport, use Uber.
You ought to advance.
I think I've had an experience like that one.
Yes? They ask you why you're in a matatu?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And I like that you have picked and she has related to that. And we're going to go deeper into your own personal stories. And I want to actually pick it from knowing the purpose of that particular beauty pageant and having your own vision. Can we start with you, Dorcas? It's not very commonly heard, you know, Miss Humanity, you know, Africa. I'm actually really respecting this moment that I'm getting to host you on set.
Wow,
but the purpose of this pageant, you know, we want to understand even deeper, and then we come back to Miss Wheelchair. What is the purpose of this? I know I have a background of it, but I want to understand your vision in line with the purpose of the entire pageant, even as you're heading to Nigeria in October.
Yeah. So I remember, maybe I can start from how it started to get this title.
Okay.
So it happened that I was just up there and I saw a status from someone and I decided to go for it. I didn't even inquire much from it. I just took the number and saved, and then I sent my details just like that. Whereby most of the pageants, all the beauty pageants, we normally do the training and all
the
that.
Boot camps.
The boot camps.
Yes.
This one, there was nothing like that. We didn't even have any training. We were only told the outfit to go with, the categories that is, and we were given the dates.
Okay.
They were not training, so at the end of the day, we just have to go to the YouTube channel and search for what people do and train yourself.
Like figure it out.
And figure
Poses.
and poses, exactly. And so I just did my stuff on my own until now the D-Day when we went for, because most of the time they're supposed to be even have auditions.
Yes.
There was
Didn't
none.
you have auditions?
We didn't have auditions.
Okay.
We were actually, I think, I can't remember the girls that we were, the number of the girls, but we just went during now the day of the event. No, we went the previous day before the event for us to know the place where we going to hold the event.
Can we interject you? Can Esther and I interject you? Because I'm here looking at a lot of dark sides of modeling agencies, verifications of what agency this is. Did you have a moment to actually verify that this was...
Do you know, I did not do that.
Okay. Esther, what do you have to say about her not verifying that whatever she was and whoever she was contacting wasn't probably credible?
Let me say, I also passed through the same. But mine, let me say, mine, I had seen the post through Facebook.
All right, can I hold it at that? Because I just wanted to get the relationship. I thought you would say it's important to counter check, but we're going to be going into the agencies shortly. But now you're telling us that there could be genuine people who might just put out word out there and not make you go through all the pressure of auditions and extra boot camps. And it worked for both of you. So you make it happen, you go there, it's actually a real deal. Things are picking up. Continue.
So I went for, I remember when I got there, when we went for just to know the place we're going to have to hold the event, I saw the girls and I thought myself, I'm still doing this.
Okay.
And we went.
And you saw a bit of competition and you said,
yeah, I saw
I'll still
it.
do this.
To be sincere, it was there. And I remember when we got now to the day of the event, I went, well, I've done everything. And I met the girls doing their makeup, trying to catch up everything. And I asked myself, wow, this competition is very stiff. To be sincere, I never even saw it coming. Because I remember when I was just on the runway and we just hear the congregation, they're screaming, you're entering, so many, the girls had given it all, and I was so proud of them. And at the end of the day, after such a moment and a striving and everything, I just had my name. Do you know, even to make it to top 5, I never saw it coming.
Okay.
So some girls were executed, and I made it to top 10, top 5, until top 3.
What were they looking at? Because we've seen a lot of things changing. You don't have to be size 0.
Yeah.
You don't have to be this. You know, I am way shorter without heels. Yeah, but I could tell you I've had a crown before, but I was way short. I was plump. Yeah, so I was looking at what has changed. So you go in there. What were the set standards for Miss Humanity?
I remember talking to one of the judges after the event. Actually, she was a judge from South Africa.
Oh, amazing.
Whereby she didn't even know, you know, at some point we'll say they are favorism. This lady, she didn't even know me or ever heard about me. And I asked her what was the interest or what really made her choose me. And she told me, number 1, it was confidence.
Confidence.
That is number 1 thing they look at. And another thing, when you're asked a question, do not repeat yourself. If you don't know something, just say no. But whenever you're there and start repeating yourself or saying, that is a disqualification. That's true, right?
So confidence is very
important.
Okay.
Yeah, so she told me I was so confident, and I knew what I was doing on the runway. Because number 1, when you are on the runway, at some point, some ladies, or we ladies, we forget. When there's some music, we forget, we start dancing.
Amazing.
Whereby you're supposed to be on the walk, no matter how, even if you love that song, in your mind, just put in your mind that you're supposed to walk, not dance.
Discipline. Attention.
Attention and focus.
And focus. Let me come back to you. I'm so excited to hear your stories. You guys are so different.
Wow.
And that kind of faith, yes, for both of you. I wouldn't make a step before I actually assess and check that this agency has been known, has existed, etc. So we'll come back to that, because I'm sure I don't want to misguide everyone else who's now Googling. Your journey, your journey is, and we really want to know, Miss Wheelchair. Many people are like, come on, we need this fight more. And I know besides just having this crown, you're standing out firm, inspiring people living with disability in so many ways. What was your journey like? You said you saw it somewhere out there and you're like, I'm going for this. Please take us back to history.
Okay, so let me begin with, I've never been interested with modeling. Wow. Let's start there.
Never is the word.
Never, as in, when there are careers that when you grow up, you always find interesting. Yes. But it has never been occurred in my mind any interest in modeling, because even in our family lineage, there's nobody who has participated in any modeling competition. And then how I've grown up with, I've focused more on my education and how I adjust with my disability. So most of the interest was more on how I will adjust with the physical environment and emotionally. So I just saw the post on Facebook page, and I saw, oh, it's an competition for persons with disability. I've never heard of a modeling competition for persons with disability.
Though we've had albinism
before. But not physically. So I took the chance, I went, and the first day for registration, the person who was checking us for registration really got annoyed because of the many questions that I asked, because I'm clueless of what is happening. So I went filling out my details. After then, I asked two to three questions, and then she told me, let me register the others. I'll come back to you. Oh. Because I had too much questions, and there are many people who are coming to register. And finally, she came back to me, and we talked.
How long? I'm curious. What kind of patience was that? I know. You actually stood aside, and before you get clarity, you're not moving forth. Yeah. So you actually waited for your moment to get clarity.
Yeah. I had to wait there, and then the line was getting long, and it was getting hotter because the registration was from morning till evening.
Yes.
And we arrived at the event at around 12. So they were told, just wait there. After you're complete, we'll call you. We we communicated with the lady. She told me what's required and all the details from what's the purpose of the event and when the event will happen. So after that, we went for auditions. We were chosen. We were 90 people.
You were 90 people, women on wheelchairs?
No, people,
it was just
people with physical
disability.
Different disabilities, that is deaf, visual impaired, there is short stature, and albinism, junior and senior.
All right, amazing.
So after that, the first audition, and then we went for the second audition. We were chosen until we were 20 people. Now 20 people, from there we went for choreographic classes.
For the training.
Yeah, for the training. For 2 weeks.
That was like a boot camp.
Yeah.
So you actually went through a boot camp, unlike you.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 2 weeks.
I'm curious. I know we want to go back into the story, but I'm looking at when you won as Miss Wheelchair. She went over to the judge, and I like that. Sometimes it's good to know why you are actually making it to the crown. Besides just being beautiful and having a great shape, the other things they're looking at. Why did you emerge as Miss Wheelchair Kenya 2019? What are they looking at?
They're looking at the confidence and your communication skills on how you, and the self-esteem.
Self-esteem?
Yeah, despite your disability, because there are people who are, even though they are beautiful on wheelchairs, they still have negative vibes in them. So how you relate to the other people, because it was an event for people with disability, but the people who are serving us, they are not people with disability. So how they were checking how are we relating with the other people.
That's right. That's right.
The other contestants, like the deaf and blind, they don't have, you are together in the boot camp, but how are you relating with them?
Beautiful. And I feel like you're all in one thing. I feel like you're all in one thing. And I want us to come back shortly, go deeper into what the future is like, what is going to go down in Nigeria and what will be going down in Mexico, is it?
Yes.
What kind of support you need? Because we actually saw out, you know, vividly, you coming out to seek support. Questions of, we do not see Miss Universe, Miss World come out to say, I need financial support. The most we see is, please vote for me, and here is the number to vote for, all right? We need to seek to understand, do you have enough financial support, and where's the difference at? I'm gonna take a very short breather, and when I do come back again, just to add, coming up shortly, is to understand if you would starve yourself to get a crown. And a Roxana Vosa, among other dark things going on, all right? So I'm coming up with the break. Shortly after the break, we come back with more exciting discussions on modeling with a purpose or purposeful modeling. We are live on Facebook at Lookup TV. The link is live on Twitter as well. What are your thoughts of these new crowns? Miss Wheelchair Kenya, Miss Humanity Africa, as they go ahead to represent Kenya in international platforms. Don't go too far away.
Africa. Our economy has a bit. It never stops, always beating. Our business, the next global economic frontier. Let's talk African business.
What's the first thing you do when you get out of bed in the morning?
Does it ever get boring being a Christian? How do women do it?
Personally, I just think the first thing, this is ideal for me, is actually give God the first couple of hours or minutes of your day.
That freedom to not just be anywhere and do anything anyhow, but you know, sometimes you even want to have a girls' night out, hang out, you know.
You take permission.
You take permission. Yeah.
Michezo na wachezaji, matukio na matokeo uwanjani. Tumejifunga kibwebwe kukuletea mbwembwe, si mazungumzo ya kusisimua. Ndiyo maana safu ya spoti ipo hapa kwa ajili yako. ZFC! Nami hapa nahodha Robert Chacha, si suisui, na kuandalia kipindi bomba cha safu ya spoti kila siku ya Jumamosi kuanzia saa 7:30 hadi 9:30 ndani ya runinga nambari 1 ya michezo Lookup TV.
This is an ordinary day in Hilary's life.
I was called by someone who represented himself to me as a husband to her. And the guy told me that she has died on 18th April.
Back. This is the Morning Drift, and thank you very much for staying with us. Still going into more of these conversations. Ladies, thank you for gracing the show with your crowns. Every time a queen has a crown, she has a purpose, she has a vision, she has people to lead. I've seen amazing photos of you, Miss Wheelchair, in more than one project, giving out food, supporting other people. You have had people celebrate you as well, people living with disability. I got an amazing call from Confidence herself, you know, with the lady with the short stature, and I want to understand what this means to people living with disability and the reception of your crown so far.
So far, it's great. People are appreciating disability, not only now in government, also internationally. Like now, I'll be participating in Miss Wheelchair World. You know, this gives us a great platform that disabilities has been acknowledged in the society. And like the previous years, where it was more of a taboo, but now people are focused more on the possibilities rather than the limitations that one has.
I like that. Focusing on the possibilities rather than the limitations. I'm going to come to you, Dorcas, but even as you get the crown, there's lots you have been doing since 2019.
Yes.
What have you been up to, and what has been your purpose?
My purpose mainly has been to hear about disability. Not only and learning how to hear, because somebody told me that communication is an art, that you have to learn how to communicate the problems that you have, the challenges that you have, and also the good sides of disability, because there is also the positive side. We have people who do sports who have disability. There are people who represent us in the government who have disability. There are people who are professors have disabilities. But now it's up to you to focus on yourself first. What do you have? What are your strengths? What's your passion? For me, I focus on people with disability. I began a project at my home area where I talk to parents who have got children with disability, because these parents, most of the times, in communities or in any gathering, they are always left out.
They hide them. Some even hide them or keep them out of the society.
So I talk to them and tell them to interact with the other people, because through them, the society will be able to know that there is disability. But if they hide themselves and they hide their children, the society won't be able to adjust and know that the capabilities of persons who live in disability. through that. And during COVID-19, it was
Yes.
a difficult time to us.
Yes.
Because of most of the things were stunted and businesses were closed. So I took the chance of maybe getting food through Beyond Zero Foundation.
Great.
To come and support them.
Great.
And support them in terms of meals to sustain them for a period of time and make progress. And also for the parents, most of them never went to any occupation work.
Yes, yes, yes.
So they depended on donations, and that's when I now took that chance and searched for either ways of how to get food to sustain them for a period of time, and also talk to them psychologically.
Yes.
Because that was a difficult time. Having been told by the health ministry, don't get near to your son or
Social
daughter.
distance.
Social distance.
And especially for, those people living with disability who actually had to be in contact.
Yes.
Even for mobility.
Yeah.
I want to come back to you, Miss Wheelchair, but I want to say you're actually very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're actually really beautiful. But I'm going to shift that.
Yeah.
To, you've told us really what your purpose is, and today we're discussing modeling with purpose. But as much as you're doing all this, we're looking at you still seeking support.
Yes.
To support or to actually represent an entire nation.
Yeah.
I'm going to be coming into that. She has a beautiful post of, even on her page saying, I need you to support me. So we're going to figure out how to do that shortly. But first, for what you have done, amazing. I wanted to also say, you mentioned parents and not hiding their children.
Yeah.
Her mother actually came with her here today, fit her crown and her sash. So you want to say hello to your mom at least?
Yes.
Let's give her that moment.
Hi. Thank you, Mom, for bringing me here and support. Since I got disability till now, I appreciate, and may God bless you.
All right. And we're going to come back to a bit of your story talking about acquiring disability.
Yeah.
We would want to hear that bit as well. But thank you so much. And I want to hear from you, Miss Humanity. You do know that humanity is getting lower. The homicides, we are killing each other. We seem to be forgetting that we're human beings.
True.
And when I see, a sash written Miss Humanity Africa, it brings back life to me. It brings hope.
True.
What is your purpose? Because if I wore your crown, I'd be talking about a whole lot of different things on this seat. It's just that I'm a host today. What is it like for you? What's your vision? Are you restoring humanity?
True. Well, I know it's a very strong title to hold, by the way, and I'm grateful to God. That is number one. And let me say this, I'm so proud of her for what she has done, and even having a mother who is so supportive, because I know there are people who don't even support. And seeing her with her arm, that is, to me, it's just so beautiful. I almost even cried, It's a bit. So to me, the title, I have a passion of helping.
Okay.
And at some point, I'm not able to. I grew up as an orphan. And I have that heart. I know what it means to sleep without food. I know what it means to sleep without any covering, sleeping out the cold while it's raining. I know and I understand. And I never judge those people who experience that. And I experienced those things myself. And I have that heart whereby even if when I go to Nigeria and don't bring the crown back, but I believe I'll bring the crown back.
We trust, sir.
And I have that passion whereby, even if it is not even the government support or anything, I want to build a home for those people who don't have anywhere to stay. It might not be big, but I just want to give people shelter, whereby they'll come and be served food. They eat, they drink, without paying anything. And they can even live there. I just get a home. I don't know how, but I believe I'll do it.
Beautiful.
That is my passion.
All right.
Yeah.
You're restoring humanity. Yes. Ladies, before we get into the kind of support you need in a few things, like you mentioned, rising above the odds.
Yeah.
She's not slim.
True.
She's not light-skinned, right? And we have had those standards now scrapped off. We've talked about Miss USA 2019 jumping off a building out of depression. And now we are seeing certain things like being on a bikini on a runway termed repulsive by certain religions, also scrapped off in certain pageantries. We're seeing purpose-driven modeling, and I'm hearing amazing visions here. But we have had models who have starved themselves even to death. It can cause eating disorders, and this is why, for a long time, even families would not support modeling. And you would see pictures on your screen of a certain amazing person who pretty much went too far with modeling, and that is something called anorexia nervosa. If you're a model watching this morning, let's hear from the amazing ladies in crowns who look healthy, look like they eat, and still have a crown on. Why and what would you say about going to the extremes of being pretty, as Beyonce once sang, pretty hearts? And in fact, in that video, they brought in modeling as we're really showcasing pretty hearts. What would you say to a model watching this morning? You don't have to go so far yet and not even get a crown. Miss Humanity, you are the humanity person in here. You don't seem to be going that far to bleach your skin, for example.
Wow. I remember at some point someone told me that I'm too dark to model.
Oh, they did?
They did. I've ever had that experience. And I told the person that even dark people, they can model. You can become a person whereby you can become a role model no matter how you look. And if you are passionate about something, always go for it. I'll tell someone out there, don't mind or don't listen to what people say. Because if you listen to what people say, you'll never move on. If you listen to what people say, you always be on your comfort zone. Never listen to what people say. Be focused and always go ahead of what you want to do.
Go ahead of what you want to do. Miss Wiltshire, what did you say about going to extremes to actually just get a crown? Before we actually listen to a video of one of the top models and also a modeling agent talking about colorism and racism and how that doesn't really matter in heights. Let's hear your thoughts on going to the extremes of starving yourself or even changing who you are.
First thing you must acknowledge is that you can never be the other person.
I like that.
You are always unique in your own way. And also the models, even in the modeling, there's always that size X. In the size X, they're not all size X.
True.
And also in height, we are not all the same height. So you have to acknowledge that you are unique in your own way. And it's never that serious to the point that you have to take your life. There's always an opportunity in whatever you are seeking for. Since I acknowledged myself and discovered that disability is kind of a norm, a negative norm in the society, I never thought that there will be Miss Disability anywhere. So how you are and what you are seeking to do, there's be always an opportunity in whatever you do. So don't ever take that things too seriously to the point of faking your life. Just acknowledge how you are, appreciate yourself, know your strengths, and the rest of the rest chances will come in, and there will be somebody somewhere looking up to you, because you never know. You have a little sister, a little cousin, a little brother who is looking up to you and saying, I would like to be like this. But for you, you see yourself as your limitation. You have fullest limitation in your mind. But there are people who are looking at you and saying how great you are. So it's upon you. Don't be discouraged by the negative vibes upon yourself. For at the end of it all, Jesus has got a purpose for each one of us, and God created us in His own image.
All right, I like that. And I want to take a video on racism, and because you guys are going out there, there could be a few fears. You're going to Mexico. And sometimes they say, I really don't want to go for the pageantry outside this country because I might be judged based on my color. We come back to that. Do you have those kind of fears? We find out shortly, but let's take a look at this video. And it captivated me, courtesy of YouTube. Allow me for a few seconds. Let's take a listen to what exactly she has to say and how this really is proof that the modeling industry is changing.
In Kenya, there's a belief that if you're very light-skinned, that is when you get commercial work. It is not true. As a model coach and as someone who has experience in modeling, it is not true. Companies should stop discriminating dark-skinned models just because they are dark, that they do not deserve some roles. It is not true. So this affected me because there were no jobs. If you go for commercial, they're actually telling you, no, if you're not light-skinned, don't come. So they do this, and it's killing so many models' esteem. And so many models have given up their dreams because of colorism. And I'm talking about Kenya because I have experience with Kenya. While I know so many models are affected all over the world and in different countries, but from my experience is people should promote inclusion in modeling, and that's what I'm doing. So when you come to my shows, you will never see a discrimination. I use all types of models, whether you're light skinned, whether you're dark, whether you're short. I do not even look at height, because there's someone who is 5'5" and they are very talented and they want to be a model. Imagine telling them that you're short. It's killing someone's dream, it's killing someone's esteem. So I try to empower all my models to feel the same and to feel like they belong.
Let me start with Ms. Wiltshire. What are your thoughts on what she has said?
Those are very, very, very insightful thoughts and a very positive way to adjust the society. Okay. Because not only just heights, even as there are people who have got disability and now they are venturing into the modeling industry. I've seen Mr. Albinism there. That's a great initiative. Now you are adjusting to persons with living disability, because living with disability does not make you limited to possibilities.
Beautiful. I like that.
Yeah, if all agencies would be like the lady who is talking, it could be a very beautiful place, because every agency, every commercial company would have an adjustment to disability. And we have got a generation growing up. We have got high school students, we have got university students who are living with disability and would like to venture into modeling, but they don't see any platform. Okay. So through that venture, it's a very good initiative, and maybe 10 years from now, we'll be having modeling competitions, inclusion modeling competition and commercial. You could see them at the
even
television.
High fashion models.
Yes. Exactly.
And I want to come back to you to call out for your support in your own way. Let me hear your sentiments on that. I'm actually glad that she's actually saying she's actually dark-skinned as well as you are. And just in a minute, how you felt about that video, and you might want to add something on top of that.
Yeah, I think I wish I can meet her in person.
No? Will you come true?
Yeah, but I think that was very beautiful, because at some point, we people who are dark-skinned most of the times, being a model, even to get a platform is not easy. I think to most of the pageants I've gone, I think maybe most of the time I'm the darkest. You see so many people are light-skinned, you know. They're even taller. There's girls who are even taller than me. They are slimmer than I am, you know. But I think it's always so good to give people opportunity. Okay. No matter how they look, just give them opportunity, because you may be limiting them and they have something great to show off.
I like. So now we want to give you guys a chance to show the greatness within you to a higher platform. I will challenge the ministry, the new government, and I'm sure they'll come across this very soon. You need more support than you get.
Yes. Yeah.
Call out for the support you need. We'll come back next time to discuss why you're not getting this much support. But for now, for the guys watching, what do you need right now to make it happen in Mexico? We're coming back to you to tell us what you need to get to Nigeria. Please keep it very short as we continue to drum that support on our social media. Okay. Esther.
Ladies and gentlemen, all viewers, it's my humble request that you may support this stream. It's not all about me, it's all about our country, it's all about our generations, all about that young girl who is back there at home, who does not have who feels has got low esteem because of his or her disability, and has no support or any platform, is facing a rejection. It's upon us now to support the little effort and the dream that I have of representing our country. Through M-Pesa, you can use 0704 590 871.
We'll put that again on the socials. Okay. Any other detail, you just tag it. We will actually see how to drum that support. But just to make it very clear, it's Miss Wheelchair Kenya 2019 is going now in October just as Miss Humanity to a higher level, and she'll of course go to your page as well to check her out. We'll tag her page so you can go out and give her support. Miss Humanity, in just 1 minute, I'm sorry, but you might take a very short time to call out for support as we wrap up.
Okay, thank you for everyone who has been there for me, and I know the journey is still very strong, and I'm here by requesting for your support in any way through my number, that is 0718 326 561. As I go to Nigeria and represent our country, and I believe I'll do the best. Thank you.
All right, we'll continue to also assess how you guys keep doing and how you'll be doing in Nigeria and in Mexico as far as representation is concerned, and any follow-up projects at all, because this is modeling with purpose.
Yes.
I wish we had longer time. I'd love to know more of your stories, including how you would then define modeling. You actually model on your wheelchair. They need to know that.
Yes.
Pictures will come very shortly. Enjoy it on YouTube as well. So don't miss any other coverage. I honor you. I wanted to say hats off, then I remembered it could probably be a week off. Life moments there. All right, enjoy the rest of your programming. Remember to believe in yourself. You're the best you can be. Do not go extremes to the extremes to actually be someone else, because when you become someone else, you might lose the purpose of being the real you. SIMBA, Elijah Charles KIAGE coming in with Look Up Business. I can't wait for that conversation as far as economy is concerned. It is a bye-bye for me. I'm actually stammering because I am going to be running with the heels as far as the morning drift is concerned. See you tomorrow. Good day.
Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. My name is Maki Wambogo, Sales Manager, Optiven Real Estate, and I'm here at our head office, Absa Towers, located at Reuters Street. Today, I'm here to talk about our newest project, that is Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki, and it is located only 10 minutes drive from Cedar Mall. And in this project, we have proposed that we will be having a GMC Entertainment Center. This will be a replica of what we have in Kitengela, GMC Kitengela. We are also proposing a police post, so you are assured that security, once you invest here, security is good. And we are also proposing to have a playing ground. We are also going to have a community ground. So once you invest here, you don't have to worry about the security. The other things, among the things that we are doing, or the things that we have done already